Mm. Hello, welcome to week 6 in the lab. First and foremost, because I moments ago made a video for the class and I don't want to forget to say this. If you are in the class and the lab, do not confuse the two projects. The one for lab is a semester-long project that you are working on, and I'm going to talk about a little bit in a moment in this video. The group project is the class. So if you are answering any questions about the group project, that should only be in the class. When I ask about your semester-long project, that is the lab. And I'm specifying this because last week, I believe it was, with the questions and everything, there were a few people who clearly have them confused. And I don't want this to come back and bite you in the butt later that it turns out you were not even working on this. That will hurt you. So make sure that you are keeping class and lab separate because they are two different courses. Now, for this week, you have to turn in the energy lab part 1. That is due at the end of this week. It opened last week. I gave you 2 weeks because it takes a little bit of time sometimes. I had a few people send me messages asking about a better way to fill it out. I want to point out you need to look through everything because I supplied a PDF and a Word document because not everybody can edit a PDF on the computer, but everybody can edit a Word document on the computer. I don't expect you to have to print stuff out. I would actually prefer you not having to print things out because that wastes paper. If you have an iPad, you can actually, and I've done this before, you can download or do screenshots, whatever. You can put the PDF or the Word document on your iPad and then do it like a photo, edit. You can write on it. You can write all over it with the pen on your iPad and then save that, put it all in one document and send it to me. So you can totally do it. I want to point out that the Energy 1 is due at the end of this week. Energy 2 and 3 are both due at the end of the next week. This means it's not a whole lot to do right now, but if you're smart and you want some time to breathe, then you could do Energy 1, 2, 3, and finish filling out that whole quiz. You could do all that this week and then not really have to worry too much about next week. That's kind of what I would do myself. Now, I will tell you, you're going to have to start getting your plans done. I mentioned it at the very beginning of the term. Very beginning of the term, I said, you're going to have to do this stuff with the plants. And I talked about what to do in order to find them. That is coming up very, very quickly. We are currently in week 6. And if you go to the week 6 file, you will see where I've put everything nice and orderly there. I have it where it shows you the energy consumption part 1, and then I say lab papers. And then energy consumption part 1 filled out. And these are lab papers that I actually filled out to show you how to do it. So if you're saying, but I'm not sure how to do this, look there first. Then where it says energy consumption 1, and in red, it says turn in lab the points area. That's where you're turning everything in. And then I have energy consumption lab part 1 video that walks you through it. I have this for part 1, for part 2, and part 3, where it's all laid out for you. To find the Word documents, that's not hyperlinked in the details file. So that would just be somewhere in that module. I highly recommend doing this for your energy consumptions. It's very, very important. I'm giving you the heads up about week 7, even though I will probably, hopefully be making you another video next Saturday. But week 7, the one that starts on the 18th, is where I point out that you should be growing your plants. It's been time to be growing those plants. I want to say, wasn't it week 5 where I mentioned it? I'm going to double check now because I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Plant Lab this past week, the one that just closed. That is when you were supposed to have started your plants. So if you're watching this video and you have not started your plant lab, that information was in week 5. Go back and look at it. Get started because time ticks away, and so many times people have problems with growing their plant. So there you go. Reminder about how to contact me. If you have a question about lab, about something, how to do something, please do not just simply put it into Brightspace/GeorgiaView, because I don't log into it every single day. I have told you this in previous videos and in announcements. The best way to reach me, if you need an answer, like you would like the answer to be preferably that day or the next day, email me to the actual email, which is linda.bernhardt@sgsc.edu, or shoot me a text. I've provided that number for you on the syllabus. Those are the 2 ways that you will get a response from me the fastest. So I highly suggest trying that. A lot of people seem to have not read or heard the fact of that. And every time I log on to Brightspace, I have a bunch of messages, and sometimes they're 3 days old, and I feel bad because I don't want you to just think I'm not paying attention. But I have tried to say over and over again the proper way to reach me to get a quick response. So please do that. Now, this semester-long project, I wait until after midterm to go more in depth. So it's not uncommon at this point to be like, I don't know what I'm doing. It's okay. We're going to work through it. What you should be working on right now is just, checking out the population of whatever area you chose. Look at things that might be affecting people to either enter that area or leave that area. We're mostly looking for some environmental factor, like right now, California's been flooding. There's been a lot of mudslides. So there's probably that area. A lot of people are going to have to leave California because they have no home anymore. Where are they going to go? But that would be an example of something that caused the migration or the immigration. Last year, Hawaii, huge fire, caused a lot of people to have to leave because of the fire. And I mean, I'm not even counting the poor people who lost their lives. I'm talking just people who now had nothing left. And if you're keeping track of the news, Hawaii, the past week or so, had a 6.8 earthquake. So that's probably going to cause more issues. Chile right now has a section that's been on fire. That's probably going to be affecting a lot of the immigration and emigration there. So taking a look at what's happening environment-wise is good. If money is what interests you the most, then look at why people aren't getting the money they need where they are. I have had in a previous term where somebody pointed out, I want to say it was Mexico, don't quote me on that, I can't remember for sure, but they were talking about a huge amount of people who were leaving the country, but it's because they are basically farmers. They rely on agriculture, and there had been a huge drought and nothing was growing. So they can't live there. If you can't make money and you can't grow food, you're going to die. You have to go somewhere. These are what we're looking for. So recap, look at the place that you were talking about that you said you wanted to study. Figure out what's the population, what's going on. Are people leaving, people coming in, or both? If you pick a country, or if you're picking an individual state, I like to look at if them leaving is putting more pressure on a bordering state or country, because sometimes the influx will put more of a strain. If you want to do stuff about finances, why? Not why do you want to do finances, but why does that matter? Why are they not making the money that, in order to survive? What could change? Mainly, you have to tie all of this back to the environment because this is an environmental science class. And I'm going to tell you right now, almost absolutely everything you look at will come back to the whole climate crisis. It really, really will. It's not imaginary. All you have to do is look at the way our weather has been lately. Like I said a moment ago, check out what's going on in poor California right now. It is what it is. This is what we've done to the poor planet. And so you have to look at this and put that in. After midterm, we'll have more things about our project. I'm going to talk to you about graphs, show you how to do stuff. I might even have like a little Zoom class. A lot of times I end up offering something and I have people tell me what dates and times are good for them. And then I try to pick one that has the most. And then I have a session where anyone who wants to come can, and we talk it through and I try to help. But I don't do any of that until after midterm, because before midterm, we're still dealing with all the people who just don't do anything, haven't learned that they have to follow directions. And I wait until all of these people see all their zeros, and then they either panic and contact me so then I can show them how they can still do well in the course, or they talk about how unfair everything is and what an ogre I am, and then they drop the course. Either one. But I wait until that part's done. So then those who weren't doing well at the first part of the term and now they want to do well, that way they still have a chance. But I know that there's a whole cluster of people who aren't going to be aware that they need to be doing stuff until after midterm. So that's why I wait until after midterm to get into the real nitty gritty on this project. Anyway, I think that's it. So if you have questions, email me, shoot me a message, not through Brightspace, and I will respond to you much, 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 much faster. And yeah, that's it. So peace out.